Good morning, everybody.
Howdy.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Yes, and we have some information, something that we never even knew about. So I want to thank Atlantis very much. Thank you, Gramps, for this information and all of your research. Oh my goodness. You know, if we would have known how unneutral Watchtower was in political issues, I mean, how many of us would have stayed Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
Probably not many.
Yeah. You know, and when I was reading this, I was thinking back, and it's like, I remember this as a small child. You know, I used to love grapes as a kid, and I remember asking my mom for grapes, and she says, oh, no, we can't buy any. So, you know, you may find this interesting also, how this was a thing. This was a thing. And I know some may be thinking, oh, you know, that's just old history, who cares? But the point being is Watchtower has always wanted their members to be political neutral. Even now, they want you to be politically neutral.
When they're not.
Yeah, when they're not. And so this goes along with the same thing with the Mexico-Malawi thing,
Yeah.
in my humble opinion.
Oh, there again, it's a never-ending cycle of us, the rank and file, the sheeple, allowing those that we put above us to redefine terminology, to redefine words that benefit them and keep us silent.
Yeah. Now, here in the Southwest, we know who Cesar Chavez is.
Yeah,
There's
of
even
course.
a street in Albuquerque named after him, and we know the history that, you know, he was fighting for the farm workers to get more money, and it became a huge political thing. And so we're just going to cover some history. And I know you guys are thinking, how in the world does this apply to Watchtower? Wait for it.
Well, I mean, if you've been with this channel long enough, you will know. You should already know, because we've stated it like a gazillion times already.
Yeah. And, you know, those that have been with this channel for a while know that Atlantis collects everything Watchtower and still does his research, and has been for over 30 years. And he shares this and makes it public. A lot of stuff he makes public on the JehovahWitness.com, and that's why a lot of you don't know about his posts.
Right.
And get his documents and stuff, because many won't go to that forum. But that's the only place he'll post these. He doesn't go to XJW Reddit.
Yeah, because it's a hostile environment.
Exactly, exactly. So we want to thank him very much for his research. 523 pages in this document. Now I'm going to put the link down below to our website, because I have put this entire document he sent me in our website. And it also has, you know, all the information about this grape boycott. But I'm going to scroll down here in the document to page 14. It was in the New York Times. Now, for those of you, just let me give a quick synopsis. The Great Grape boycott started September 8th, 1965. And this is when Cesar Chavez, he's seen how unfair the farm workers were not getting enough pay for picking all of the grapes. And it started in Delano, California. And so it got to the point to where it was so political that they were asking the entire United States to boycott buying grapes in protest for the farm workers not getting enough money. And like I said, I can remember now asking for grapes, going to the store, and my mom saying, oh no, we can't buy grapes. And she was a Jehovah's Witness at this time, because she started studying in 1965. So obviously Jehovah's Witnesses weren't exactly being neutral in all of this. So going to page 14 in this document, and like I said, I'm going to put the link down below and you can grab this document. And it has links to websites and has all this information that Atlantis has sent us. It was in the New York Times. The New York Times. July 11th, 1969. Jehovah's Witnesses join Grape boycott. Yeah, told you guys, there's got to be a Watchtower connection. We couldn't get the entire article unless we're a subscriber, but there is links in the PDF that if you are a subscriber or want to just get this one article, you can.
Yeah, you'll have to pay for it.
Yeah.
We don't make enough money off of YouTube to pay for this stuff ourselves.
Yeah. The Jehovah's Witnesses agreed yesterday to a request from Cesar Chavez, director of the United Farm Workers, to cancel all future orders of California-grown grapes. So he went to Jehovah's Witnesses directly, and they agreed to join this boycott. Okay, now remember, back then they had the Watchtower farms, and they were feeding all the Bethel family.
That's right.
All over the United States. So this would have been a huge boycott. Okay, going on. The media inadvertently helped the Farm Labor Union when it publicized the involvement of various religious groups at different points in the strike. These groups ranged from the Jehovah's Witnesses, who decided not to serve grapes at their 1969 convention, to various Jewish rabbis and groups that supported the cause, such as the Jews for Urban Justice 212. This media coverage was useful for the Union, especially when non-Catholic clergy were involved in highly publicized incidents. And then he's attached this entire document and says, see page 210. And this is in a document. It looks like... there's a bunch of articles. It was also in the Gateway newspaper. Great boycott meeting Friday. And he's got all of this information. And it's very interesting. But, you know, like we said, you can see Watchtower is not politically neutral. Even back in 1969. They were joining this boycott and not serving grapes at their convention.
It's all self-serving interests. At your expense, at your donations, and at the cost of your own mind.
Yeah.
It's just blatant now because it's just so out in the open, and this is what the internet has done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No history can be hidden now. And that's
Nothing.
why so much is coming out, not just in the XJW community, but all over the world. Because now we can find this history. Who would have thought an article from 1969 would pop up, you know, the New York Times, and come out?
You know what you just did to me?
What?
Friggin' believable, friends. This is like, do you recognize now that every time we go to Albuquerque and we drive on Cesar Chavez Road, we can't get away from the Watchtower connection. All right? Every time we go on that road, yep, Watchtower had something to do with this.
Well, we knew Cesar Chavez was a hero in the Southwest here because he got more money. And like I said, they have a road named after him. So now he's right. Every time we go to Albuquerque and we're driving down the freeway and see the exit for the Cesar.
Oh my God.
Cesar Chavez Road. It's like, oh my God.
Wait a minute. This isn't your fault. This is Atlantis' fault. We're going to put the blame where the blame really belongs.
Well, I don't have to go down the freeway and go downtown to Cesar Chavez, you know. Wow. But I mean, who would have thought?
Who would have? Nobody
really,
would have.
You know, and I didn't even remember the grape incident until, you know, I started reading this, and it's like, Oh, so that's why my mom wouldn't buy me grapes, and that's why they didn't have grapes at the convention, because they used to have the little paper,
yeah.
Baskets that were about this big, and they had like grapes and other fruits and stuff in it that you could get.
Yeah, they even had those in there up until the early to mid 70s, if I remember correctly, because I remember going to like circuit assemblies and having those little fruit baskets with the grapes and stuff in them.
Yeah. You had to buy them. They were like a quarter.
Yeah, whatever they were. I don't remember how much money they were.
But back then, there was no grapes in that 1 year's. Well, actually, for a couple of years, I think.
But hey, Watchtower has always remained politically neutral.
Yeah.
Always.
But they're busted by the New York Times because that was the name of the headline, that Jehovah's Witnesses joined the boycott. So, yeah. Well, even now, they listen to mainstream media and then just parrot everything they say, no matter how ridiculous it sounds.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's because they're opportunists.
Yeah.
That's who and what they are. They're
propagandists.
They're actually grifters because they will go to where the money is. They will do that because they're opportunists, they're propagandists, and unfortunately, a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are still buying the nonsense. Yeah. Even though the evidence is in front of them, they're still going to surrender to the mind control that Armageddon's coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, in fact, the past couple of days on social media, especially Twitter, there is a quote from an article going around and a picture of the cover of the magazine. And I will put what magazine it is here because I forgot to write it down. But it's talking about, do you believe everything you hear? And this was hilarious when I seen this because it's like, really, Watchtower? You're going to talk about others doing propaganda when you're the master at it?
When you're the master of it. Yeah, it's so befuddling. It just makes you wonder how that type of propaganda can creep into the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, but it does.
Yeah.
And it's actually flourishing in many, many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Atlantis even has a document in here. It was written by a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of History. So it looks like it was a thesis that was done, and they have their references and stuff in it. So that is in here also. Like I said, there's 523 pages.
Have fun.
Yeah, about like the disfellowshipping dossier that everybody has been reading and going through, and that is on our website also under research, and I will put the research tab for that down below because that's another good one to have. And it's a huge dossier. If I remember correctly, it was like 800 pages about disfellowshipping. And so a lot of information, a lot coming out.
Well, there again, you just can't hide it no more, and you can't hide from it. That's the whole problem right now, is no entity, whether that be the individual person or the religious entity, the political entity, the bullshit artist entity, you can't hide from it no more.
Yeah, I mean, everything is being exposed. Even in Albuquerque with the public school system, they have found that someone who is actually a politician or a state representative?
State rep, I think.
Yeah, was arrested for embezzling money from Albuquerque Public Schools, where she works. And, I mean, it's just a huge mess. So you can see how everything is being exposed, right now. And you can't hide from anything. And especially with cameras everywhere. And everybody has a camera in their hand. So... I
don't have a camera in my hand. Unless I take this one off and use it,
you do. He has an old flip phone... cell phone. It does have a camera. He just doesn't know how to use it.
Well, thank you for qualifying that, because you're absolutely right. I've taken 2 or 3 pictures when I worked on the farm on the bird farm, but I don't know how to download those to the computer so that I can show everybody how on our farm we were able to get 1 year growth of pheasant tails, which would normally take 2 to 3 years for their pheasant tail to grow so long. We were able to do it through a selective breeding, male and female breeding, that we was able to accomplish that in 1 year. But I don't know how to download those pictures to the computer, and unfortunately Kim's tried. She can't figure it out either.
Because you have to set up an email account.
Yeah.
He won't let me do that on his phone.
No way. So I want to be as detached as I possibly can.
Oh, believe me, dear, you're detached.
In more ways than one, I guess.
I plead the fifth. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful week.
Enjoy the laugh.
Bye.
Bye.